Hello, friends. How you doing this morning? So I was actually asked what I thought was an interesting question on an interview yesterday. I'm not sure when it'll post, but I thought I would just tackle it here because it still strikes me after 24 hours. And that was, basically, hey, you've been doing this for a while. You're now giving back, helping people. You know, what has been your experience? I don't know if it was training or mentoring or how it was kind of phrased, but basically, what's the difference you've seen between, kind of male and female investors, right? Women and men and all of that. And, frankly, when I talk with folks, I don't think about that. But again, the question was asked, and like everyone, I have an opinion. So I thought I would share it here and see what you think, right? So I'm going to give you my thoughts, but why don't you, if you can, take a moment, listen to this, and let me know what you think some of the differences are. Be kind, right? Don't be one of those people, but just let me know what you think your differences are. Um, between male and female, or women and men, or however you want to sort of segregate it. So this is what I said. I started on the female side, right? Just trying to put myself on the side that I'm not. And the first thing that I see in a lot of the female investors I work with is they're focused on the process, right? And they kind of fit with the model that I'm putting out in the course, which is, when you decide to be a real estate investor, you need to do some homework, right? You need to learn your market. You need to start small, and you need to grow your focus. You need to essentially build a skill. And, it kind of it just follows with what, my kind of mindset is, in that, you know, anybody could get a single deal and be lucky. But what I'm trying to help, and what they seem to pull towards, is tell me how to do it, right? Give me the process. Let me beat on the process, so I can tweak it to my experience or skill set or area or whatever. But um, basically, they and for the most part, seem to be very intrigued by understanding the how, right? Tell me how you got to this or that deal, and how did you know, and how did you de-risk it, and lots of questions up front, where when you really peel back the onions, it is understanding they really want to build that skill. And I didn't really know this for years, right? It wasn't until I got out of the rat race that you kind of sort of step back and look at what's going on. And that's been my experience. Is, again, a lot of the ladies, women, female, whatever you want to say, they're interested in really digging into the process and really figuring it out. And I think that's pretty wise. It happens to fit with what I've created in the course and the multi-step process and all of that. But, that fits. Now, when I talk to men, males, gentlemen, whatever you want to say, and I don't know, again, if I'm just attracting this, or it's maybe how I put myself out there. So it could all be on me. But a lot of the initial conversations are, tell me about the deal, right? Sort of tell me about the end, right? Tell me about the money, right? Tell me about, how it all worked out. And, tell me the net, right? How much did you walk away with in your bank account? And it seems like a lot of the conversations seem to be about the end of the process, right? Tell me about the numbers, and, yeah, if you want to tell me about the story in the middle, go ahead. But, let's start with the end. And again, that's just been my experience. I don't think either side is good or better. I do think you have to be excited. I think a lot of us get into the game of real estate because we do see the end. So sometimes people are seeking validation. They want to talk to someone who has been there. They want to make sure the rewards are as good as they've been promised, and all of those things. So I think it's great. I do think if you start with just the end in mind, that you do miss the learning or the skill, right? If you bump into someone and say, hey, tell me about that house you made $300 a month cash flow on for 10 years, or if you're a wholesaler or a flipper, tell me about the 50K assignment fee or, 100K flip or whatever. What, you get excited, right? You kind of feel good, right? You feel like you're on the right track. It's kind of self-validation, but I think you're missing the point. In my opinion, you should be asking, but how did you get there? What stuff did you avoid in order to find that assignment fee or flip or cash flow property, right? I'm all for celebrating the successes, and I love hearing a good story. I just did an interview with someone that we'll post later in the week where they made $1 million on a flip. You better believe I was excited by that story. But I wanted to learn the process up front. How did you find it? How did you peel it together? And again, you'll hear all that in a couple of days when that posts. But I think there's, and again, this is broad generalization. Not everybody thinks every way, but I do see that trend, right? So in my experience with the ladies that I speak with, they're females, women, whatever, I don't know what to say, right? They want to talk about the upfront process. How'd you do it? How'd you process it? I think what they're trying to figure out is, can I do it too? And the beauty about real estate investing is anybody can do it, from high school dropouts to felons to 50 plus teenagers. Everybody can do it if you get the process right. But if you just start with the end in mind, right, the 50K this or the 100K that or the 300 months cash flow, I think you get excited, but you potentially are making risk. It's like going to the roulette table, not knowing the rules and just throwing money on the table. It might work out, maybe, but I don't think that's a long-term strategy. So again, I was asked this. I gave an answer that was shorter than this in the interview. It kind of took me off guard. I'd never been asked that before. But let me know what you think. This video really is about getting your feedback. What have you seen in investors out there when you talk, right? And when you learn. So I'd be really curious to hear what you have to say. Again, ring that bell, hit the like button. If you have a subscriber question and you're subscribed, know that you can leave a question in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get to that in a couple of days. All right, everybody, have a great day.